So our mission is to help youth be safe, supported, and successful. We work with youth mostly in Wake County, age 6 through 24, youth that are dealing with everything from, housing and homelessness challenges, behavior challenges that might put them at risk for being in the juvenile justice system, as well as issues with mental health that we can help with. Last year we worked with 1,500 youth. Most of the youth that we work with are youth from lower income families, as well as youth of color. So, I think we're an important resource for them. So we were founded back in 1973. The idea for it was inspired by a local juvenile court justice and a local pastor who realized that, beyond sending kids into, juvenile detention, for kids who that really wasn't the right option, they didn't have anywhere to go. And so that was the inspiration. We started out with a couple of group homes, one for young guys, one for young women, and throughout these past 50 plus years, we've looked at community need and expanded our resources throughout that time. We get financial support from a lot of different places. Obviously, we rely on support from local organizations such as Hayes-Barton United Methodist. We work with local businesses, we work with individuals in the area, as well as other foundations. Depending on our other programs, the funding really varies. So in our 3 programs working directly with housing and homelessness, in addition to the other funding we just talked about, they also get funding from federal government grants to help pay for things like apartment rent for the course of a year and support for those youth while we're working to get them to be stable. A lot of our programs that work with youth where we're trying to set them on a better path so that they stay out of the court system. Again, that funding comes from private community and foundations as well as state funding. There's something called the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. And then a lot of our mental health programs we work with, Medicaid, and they're, billed through that. We've been thrilled to have you guys out for the past few years as part of your Scattered to Serve initiative in the spring. It's been really helpful to have you out. Both past years, you've been up to our main office doing things like, working in the essentials pantry, cleaning out our second round, after school gym, and we've done work in the cars, we've done work in the yard. Also very important, we're hoping to have you guys out next year. Would love to have you down to our youth shelter, just for a change of scenery. It's a pretty magical place to, volunteer. You guys have also done some fabulous, amazing donation drives for us. The one that you did that came in, last month was a huge help. Summer is a really hard time for our pantry because need is higher because youth aren't getting school lunches, for example. And in general, donation drives drop because people are going to the beach and things like that. So that was an invaluable donation drive.